So let's start with the words. The first two employ the BR blend. So when BR comes together in a word without an intervening vowel, then we write the next consonant that follows the BR inside the circle of the B. So the first one, brown, writing the W inside, and the second one, brief, with the F inside. Next, the word cannot. As you know, I always put the O in a negative word. So I'll put the O in cannot, but it can also be represented with just the CN blend and the T. Now, you may be wondering, how would you write can't then? Is that the difference between cannot and can't? And the answer to that is no. Both those outlines say cannot. If you wanted to quote someone and they'd actually use the abbreviation can't, you would put an apostrophe above the outline so that you could transcribe that apostrophe. The next word is circumstances. That is a special outline. Then concern with the CN blend, followed by a normal C, an R and an N. Deceased has the S inside the curve of the C. Discovery. Y says I, of course, down at a sharp angle. Elderly, so straight down with the E indicator. The D doubles for the R, and we kick the L out of it, elder-y. Family, FM blend. L goes upwards after an M. And then when the L goes upwards, the I goes upwards also. Green, GR blend, so GR comes together without the intervening vowel, so the next consonant, in this case the N, goes through it. Identity, well, we normally say ID, so that's all we need to write really, ID. Immediate is another special outline, as is important. Informed. Now, form is a special outline, just an FM blend that says firm or form. So when we're employing that form in the word informed, we can still keep the FM blend. Information, on the other hand, is a special outline, and it's the same outline as intention. So information and intention are exactly the same because we cannot confuse one with the other. Interviewed, those words that begin with INT, IND, INS, we don't need that N. INC is another one. So those are the ones where we don't need to include the N. If you do, it's not incorrect, but one stroke saved is one speed gained. So interviewed, long T for TR and then VWD. Investigation. Notice how we've sloped the N in the word in so that it makes a V. And then S outside the angle, TG, and the N disjoined for the sound of shun, investigation. Involvement. We've done exactly the same with the N there. We've sloped it so that it blends in with the V. And the disjoined M this time for meant at the end of a word. Remember, it's slightly shorter than your normal length M. Just a K is a special outline for knowledge. It also says kind. It's a special outline for the word kind also. Neighbours, the GH is silent, so just N, B, R, S. Property, PR comes together, or remember the story about Preston. No intervening vowel, so we write the P, lift the pen, put the next P alongside because we can't write a P through a P. Then the R. The T is disjoined always after an upward R. And the Y says I, down where possible and only up where necessary. Reported and heard both have a T or a D following the upward R. And the T and the D is never joined to an upward R. So the T goes like an umbrella, the D goes slightly underneath in reported, and heard, because it's a D, comes halfway down the R, disjoined but written close to it. Upstairs. So write U, full U and P for up, S outside the angle, travel to make a long T to make TR, and then the final S can go on the upper side or the lower side. Urgency, we'll remember Ursula likes galaxy, so that means when UR comes together, the next consonant will go inside, so in this case it's the G, and then the disjoined C for unts, words that end in vowel NCE will have a disjoined C, like chance. So urge unts E, and the Y says I, down where possible again. Visitor, S outside the angle, T doubled to say R, and when it's visitors, that final S again can go either side of the straight stroke. For right-handed people, it usually comes more natural to go anti-clockwise, but the choice is yours. And finally, the word weather. So W, long T for THR. That long T, of course, also represents the TR. So that word could say water or weather, and the sense of the sentence will tell you what it is. Now the word groupings, starting with and thank you. So I've included the N, the special outline for and, to remind you that the thank you will be written close to the preceding outline. Next one, at this stage. The S of this also does the work of the S of stage, so you only need to write it once, and of course it's outside the angle to keep the straight stroke straight. Detective Chief Inspector, I've written DCI, little wavy line underneath, that could be a straight line if you wish, and that line tells you that Detective Chief Inspector was dictated and not DCI. You would lose marks in an examination if you put the abbreviated version instead of the full version or vice versa. In other words, different to what was dictated. So this applies to all abbreviations such as NHS for National Health Service. So if NHS is dictated, it's okay as it is. If it's National Health Service, put the line underneath. Next one is first of all. We write first all. 4 common words now, for a number of. Very beneficial to join them all together. Saves lifting the pen, which saves time. For your time, just a Y is the special outline for your. The M underneath for time. Some people prefer to put the M on the T line. Either or is correct. Next one, look at that root phrase, I would like. So it's I, chop the wood and kick the L out of like. I would like. Now whatever follows can be joined on or grouped together. So here we've got, I would like to leave you. If you don't like it, if you think it comes too low, you can write the I would like, and then you can write to leave you. But by joining it together, you don't need the to because it comes automatically with that word grouping. Next one is, I would like to point out. I've just used a dot there for point. Next one, in the north. North being a special outline, the NTH blend. And the next one, it could be that. Make sure the big circle for B is big enough and that we cross that H with the T to make the word that. Monday morning, so just MN for Monday, MR and ing for morning. We don't need the N. Of this week, putting the S inside the curve of the W. Tell you that the. So that really joins together very well. And it is worthwhile. Next one, a beautiful phrase, that there has been. That there has been. And similar underneath, that there is no. The S inside the curve of the N. Third party, we can just write a P for party. Again, the sense of the sentence will tell us it's party. And then we come back to the chopped wood and the K for like. This time not I but we. We would like and we would like know, for we would like to know. Again, no need for the inclusion of the T for to.